Absolutely. A lot of top riders have ridden in India. The likes of Kieran Fallon and Richard Hughes were very successful here and they enjoyed their time here. And obviously, the trainer I'm riding for was a very successful jockey and he retired at a reasonably young age and he's been champion trainer. So, no one is better qualified probably to give me advice than Mr. Shroff. And I'm really looking forward to riding for him on Sunday.
So when did you come in here to Mumbai? And have you come in from another center or from the UK? Any background?
So I actually rode at Kempton Park last night. Uh, I had 4 rides before I got on the plane, and I slept all the way to Mumbai,
Okay.
and I landed this afternoon. And very fortunate that I've had a really nice time in the few hours I've been here.
Thanks for coming here then. With very little.
Very
Oh, it's
rough.
no problem, no problem.
So you'll be riding any further in Mumbai, like after this race?
Obviously, it's very important that I get a good result on Sunday. I'm riding a filly with a massive amount of ability, and she's had a really good preparation for the race. We know her pedigree; she's by Glen Eagles, and since she began her racing career, I think she's had a high reputation. I obviously want to get a really good result for her owners, who are very kind to have me here, Mr. Shirke and Mr. Dungyboy. And if that all goes well, possibly I can have some future trips to India.
So how long are you in India after the race? Are you there for a week or it hasn't been planned yet?
I actually ride in Qatar next weekend. Next week, Wednesday, Thursday. They have the Qatar Oaks and the Qatar Derby, and so I fly back to London. I'm going to ride on Monday at Wolverhampton. There are some not very important races, but horses I need to partner, and then I'll fly to Doha on Tuesday.
What is your idea about Indian racing? In how do you view it? What is your feeling about Indian racing?
There's a rich heritage here over a very long time. The track is old and the turf track here is famous. It's flat, galloping track with a long home straight. As you can see, the weather obviously helps, but it's very lush at the moment. There's plenty of grass on it, as you'd expect, building up to the big races. It's in very good condition, and I'm delighted to be here. Listen, I've been riding 10 years. It's my first trip to India. It's taken a while to get here, but hopefully I can have a good start and I can look forward to the future. There's no doubt that the economy of India is growing. The population is at 1.4 billion people, and I hope that horse racing can grow with it. And if it can, then the future of racing here is bright.
Did you have an opportunity, Ocean, to ever talk to the riders who came back from India, like the top jockeys? Have you ever interacted with them? Have they told you a little about their experience? And did that whet your appetite maybe to come here or think about coming?
Well, I know that the horses in these Indian classic races are genuinely very good, and I've no doubt that the filly I'm due to partner on Sunday has all the attributes of a good horse. And Richard Hughes is my neighbour in Lambourne, and he actually trains across the road from me. And I road work for him during the week, and actually we spoke about India while we were waiting for the horses to warm up. And I told him I was riding for Mr. Shroff, and he said I couldn't be riding for a better person, and I'd have a great time. So he told me to be a little bit patient on the track. Obviously, you have to react on instinct and see what tempo the races run at, etc. But there's no doubt that the straight is quite long, and even the best horses in the world, they can only go their top speed for a few hundred meters, and I'll bear that in mind, and hopefully I can ride well this weekend.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I think Vivek will be. Vivek? I don't know whether we should introduce you as
His good friend.
he's the ex-chairman.
Hello, sir.
Also writes for the leading publication.
Okay.
Racing. I'm sure. Vivek, any questions?
What are the attributes of a top-class jockey? What are the 3 top attributes?
Firstly, they have to be small enough to do the weights. That's important. Secondly, I suppose the best riders in the world have intelligence, and they can't be afraid of making a mistake. When you're at a very high level and you're full of confidence, you can react on instinct and you can make the difference between winning and losing. And when you start to second guess yourself and you don't trust in your own ability, and if you can't change that quite quickly, then it's time to step aside. Some of the best riders in the world, I was fortunate enough to ride against and with the likes of Kieran Fallon and Christophe Soumillon. And those guys, the outsider looking in, they have big egos and they have full confidence in themselves, and they have to portray that mentality. But probably deep down, they're just a normal person. And of course, they'll make mistakes in races and second guess themselves at times. And you'll have periods where you feel on top of the world and periods where you're not riding so well. But you try and overcome that and keep finding good horses. You know, that is really the key. I think everyone might already be aware, but I had a long suspension of 14 months, and when I came back on February the 16th, my first ride won. And through the rest of February, March, April, May, it was very important to me to rebuild connections, show everyone that I was as hungry and as dedicated to being successful again as I ever was. And fortunately, I had a reasonable year, and I hope that that's going to continue for the next 10 years or so.
You know, when you talked about your suspension, how difficult was it mentally, and what kept you going through those months?
So I love horses, and I'm quite interested in other equestrian disciplines like show jumping and eventing. And I bought and sold show jumping horses, maybe not financially very well, but it kept me in the groove and gave me something to do. And I rode a little bit myself as well. And, I can't see a life without me being connected to the horse industry, whether that's horse racing or another equestrian discipline.
Thank you.
I can add one more question as we're all here. Slightly sensitive. The Indian public tends to be very suspicious of a favorite that loses. And very often the jockey is castigated as having not done his best. How is it in India? Is it any different from here? Is it a more forgiving public?
I'm sure if you type Oisin Murphy into Twitter on any day, you will see some negative tweets and then some positive ones as well. And there's no doubt if I have 4, 5, 6 rides on a card, most of them will be well fancied. And even with my best intentions, I can't win on all of them. I can understand maybe the public being a bit disappointed with jockeys' performances, but obviously the name of the game is winning. I try and ride at the highest strike rate possible, and it's very important to me to maintain the highest possible standard I can.
Ocean, just a little family background, like was anyone riding? How did you become a jockey? Like, why was it always there as matter of fact? Some background.
Well, I'm 11 weeks premature, so when I left my mother, I was 2 pounds 14 ounces, and I was very small growing up, and I was surrounded by people interested in horses. Both my parents can ride. My grandfather owned racehorses. My mother's brother won all the big jumps races. He won 3 Cheltenham Gold Cups as a jockey and 1 as a trainer. And he was probably the person that I idolized as a small child. And of course, my interests were focused on being a show jumper. And Ireland have the best riders in the world, but not because they're naturally more talented, because out of the 200,000 young boys and girls born every year that are interested in horses, uh, they completely dedicate their lives to trying to be good. And of course, a handful of them are going to be successful. And I wrote to the Army Equitation School when I was age 8. And fortunately, someone took the time to write back to me, and they sent me a DVD and a handwritten note and some books of their operation. And at the time, Ireland's economy was going through a good stage. From 2004 to 2008, the Irish economy really boomed. So these riders had more money to spend on horses. And I wanted to be one of them. But when I didn't grow and stayed small, and my uncle Jim had begun training, he asked me to ride out. And I was very unnatural. A lot of the boys my age were looked better on a horse and probably were touted to be successful jockeys. And of course, I couldn't allow that to happen. So I was on the simulator, the mechanical horse, every day. And over a number of years, and after thousands of failures, I began to improve. And I hope I'm still improving.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah. So, what have you heard about Indian riding in Bombay? What are the good things you heard and what are the bad ones you heard about?
Well, actually, I haven't heard anything bad. I probably haven't asked lots of people. The Richard Hughes is the main guy that I've spoken to, and obviously he was very successful here. He won a lot of big races on Jacqueline, and he speaks of his time in India very fondly. I know that the track is excellent here and it's very well managed. And I suppose the riders here are at a high level now, and they all watch foreign racing. So I hope that I'll be able to gel right in and get on very well with everyone.
Any questions? All right, I'll take over now.
Okay.
All right, once again, it is a complete honor and privilege to have a champion jockey, Oisin Murphy, here with us. Thank you so much. Once again, finally, welcome to Mumbai, India. And on behalf of the committee of the club, I welcome you to the Royal Western India Turf Club. How has it been going for you since you've landed?
Well, I've been spoiled rotten since I've landed. I was escorted out of the airport by two gentlemen. I didn't even have to carry my bags. And I checked into the hotel, and yeah, I've been very well looked after by Neville and Pacey and his wife thus far.
What are you expecting here till time you're in India? What are your expectations from this country? And I know we spoke about that, but do you think you're going to frequent your trips here more often now?
Yeah, well, I'm here to ride, and the racing is obviously very important to me on Sunday. So between now and then, I'll be managing my weight, and I'll be exercising some horses for Pacey in the morning. And if the owners and everyone's happy with me and we get a good result this weekend, then hopefully my trips to India can become more frequent.
All right. Now that you spoke about dieting, my next question was that do you plan to try out the local cuisine here in Mumbai?
Yeah, I don't, as an Irish fella that was brought up on potatoes and nothing else. I'm not a very foodie sort of person, but there's no doubt I will eat whatever's given to me, and I will try whatever is recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of potatoes, your trip to Mumbai is incomplete if you don't try the iconic vada pav.
Violet Paul.
Yeah, you must try it. It's a must try.
Okay.
It's potato burger.
A potato burger. Well, that sounds like it'll be safe. Yeah, we'll try that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And have you done any research about where you would be going visiting Mumbai? Like, I'm sure you must have done the typical touristy things that when you visit a new place.
No, no, no. I don't take a lot of holidays through the year because I love riding and I get to. I'm very lucky. I get to ride all over the world. I've spent longer periods in Japan, but even there, I haven't done many touristy things. I tend to exercise horses, sleep. Exercise in the gym and ride. That's kind of my routine, and that might be very boring. But in the movies, we can watch lots of good things and see buildings and whatever on YouTube and stuff. Yeah.
We hope you come and take time off and, you actually get to see some places around. We hope that.
You're very kind, but the problem is with too much time off for a small, little chubby guy like me, I get too fat, and then I can't ride the horses.
All right. Tell us that how did your trip about come to India? Like, how did this happen?
So my girlfriend, whose father owns horses, his name is Bjorn Nielsen, and my girlfriend's first name is Lizzie, lives in London, and Neville Bapiwal, his surname I can't pronounce. Spends his summers in London, and I got to know him, and I had obviously some free time in 2022. I spent the whole year suspended, so I spent a lot of time with Neville, and he said, "You must come sometime." And I knew he had a relationship with Pacey, and they obviously spoke, and with the blessing of the owners, they arranged for me to come.
That's lovely. And are you also planning to give a lesson or two to our young Indian jockeys here?
Only if they want. I've been to the apprentice schools in Hong Kong and Japan, and I think the guys enjoyed themselves. And sure, if anyone is wanting some help or whatever, I'm more than happy because you know I believe that natural talent is nurtured. No one starts out as Einstein or Richard Hughes or Ryan Moore. They have to try very hard and develop, and that was the same for me.
And of course, we spoke about this a while back with our press. You are riding Jendai, who is, of course, the first classic race of the Mumbai season for our champion trainer, Pacey Shroff, who was also a champion jockey for many years until he got his trainer's license. Tell us, how was it connecting with him, and what do you think of the race?
There's going to be 8 runners. Jandai is a standout. There's obviously a few horses that are going to be well fancied, as in any classic. Pacey has told me that she's quite straightforward. We're obviously going to discuss the race when the draw is done tomorrow. And, at the end of the day, I have confidence in him that she's had a good preparation, and he has confidence in me, I hope. So, we are going to look forward to the race together, and we'll have a little plan, and hopefully we can execute it and get the result that we're looking for.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Oisin, and welcome to India.
Thank you very much. No butter at all. All right.